Hey, we're live, and Paul is not prepared. Welcome to the Grappling Dads podcast.
And we're live.
We're both in the same room for the first time in 2 months.
See, I'm not used to this.
Yeah, it's weird, right?
Yeah, we're getting good.
Yeah, we're back.
Grappling Dads back again. Paul and Gibb here at the helm. First time in 6 or 7 weeks now, right?
At least, yeah.
Yeah.
We've actually got two dads on the show.
Dude.
Yeah, first time. Well, no, Larry was
Larry.
on. Larry was on. He was a dad. Other than that, fails.
He
all
still
the way
is
around.
dad.
Is he?
Yeah.
And
No,
Chuck
he said was, yeah. Is currently
is, yeah.
participating in the dad life.
Doesn't matter. He doesn't listen to the show.
No, I don't blame him.
No, it's garbage. Hot garbage.
What's the topic today?
Bullying.
We
something.
literally discussed
I
this
know.
10
Bullying.
seconds before I
Like
hit
10
the intro.
seconds, and you picked the one you didn't like.
So it was what I did too. It was a toss-up between the bite model, which can you go over what the bite model is, since you have it up right there?
FYI, got bored during the description in the email you sent.
Was
me.
so
So the bite
Hold
model
on.
is I just had it, behavior, information, thought, and emotional control. So it's an acronym.
it's
BITE.
basically, are you in a cult or not?
Yeah, I know. That one we have to hit. It's when you, because I read what it was. I'm like, are we listening? I kept reading. I'm like, oh, yeah, totally a cult.
Get it? We're-
We might
Cult.
be a cult.
It's definitely a cult.
Definitely a cult.
Still, yeah. I don't want to get into it this episode because I think we should, prepare better for
Warm up a little
that
bit to
one.
it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's too serious for our first one back.
Do you know what episode this is?
199?
Next week is 200.
200. What are we doing, Austin?
Maybe we'll.
Are we allowed to reveal that?
No.
Oh, we're not? Oh, we're doing something?
Well, we're allowed to reveal what we're doing, but not what Top Mount's doing. Correct? Is that how this works?
What's going on?
You're so cautious because
Yes, he
you
is.
gave
I'm
away-
proud
I
of
am.
him right now. I'm so proud of him because he's not like, I'm just going to blow this out of the water.
We're giving everybody skateboards.
You get a skateboard.
You get a skateboard. Everybody gets a skateboard.
So we'll
So
just
hold on. Is
we
there
can-
stuff going on?
Yeah, you know this. You helped me organize it with Al. Here we go. I can
Oh,
say
yes,
this.
yes. Ha.
Yeah.
Got
So
there.
we're doing something for our Patreons.
Yes.
Our patrons
Patrons.
on Patreon.
Yes.
And they know something because I sent them emails.
Yeah, but that's it, though.
Yeah.
So,
So
but
that's
if-
all we got.
But if you are,
We just got a new patron.
did we?
Yeah, $5 a month. Look at him go.
Dang.
Nice.
I
Might have
don't
to
get the
Is
emails anymore.
Lozy still on there? She was a long time ago.
Oh, I don't know.
I didn't look at the list. I should probably look. She was in Australia. I was like, that's going to cost us a lot.
$400 for a $20 item. Here
Son
you
of
go.
a bitch.
Yeah.
Got to check it for
Here's
COVID.
your free $100 thing. There you go.
Your $100 thing. Speaking of Top Mount, you should start doing that.
Oh, yeah, let's do that.
Wait, what? Hey, you should tell them what the actual topic is for today.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, go.
Something about anti-bullying.
So, why jiu-jitsu is the perfect sport to combat bullying?
Silence?
I
Got nothing
haven't-
on that?
yeah, I
Did you
guess.
like move on from it already? You're like,
I've got-
I don't know.
I've got
I
talking
picked it, but
points.
this is garbage.
Here's
Too many
the thing. Like,
crickets.
it worked for me until it made me the bully when I was a blue belt. And then
Yeah.
You're not a
I could see that being an issue.
So here's what happens. Everybody gets a blue belt. They become a bully, and then they get a purple belt, and then they, kind of phase out of that transition. Mostly, not everybody.
Yeah, I would have to be good at jiu-jitsu to make that actually happen.
Well, mostly, I said. There's exceptions.
I can beat up small children. That's about it.
I was just saying I was such a jerk when I was a blue belt.
Were you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
We discussed this last week, yeah.
Yeah, this is the topic last week for the
No, I know,
what
I
makes
know.
what makes blue belts jerks, and I was reminiscing over what a terrible human I was.
Am I a jerk as a blue belt? I don't know.
Not to Paul's extent.
No.
There's
No,
levels
no,
to the
no,
game,
no.
and I won it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Paul won it.
I was
Yeah.
the Gordon Ryan of jerkiness blue belt guy.
Yeah, we got a message from a guy that's a black belt that got his black belt and didn't feel like he deserved it, so it kind of fit. He was listening to the show from last week. Sorry. I'm the only person that has access to our email because I'm too dumb to pass it on.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't, like I said, I haven't gotten an email. I don't know anything anymore. It's all gone.
Okay, one real quick thing. Sorry, if you're entering the Flick Chat, it kind of sucks at this point.
Yeah, what happened with that?
So what happened with Flick Chat is they stopped any of the actual members from making new threads. The only people that can make threads are moderators or the owners of it, us.
Oh.
So if we don't start one, there's nowhere to make a chat. And that's not the idea of Flick
No.
Chat. It's what they want to talk
Yeah,
about.
I want to talk about what you guys want to talk
Yes,
about. Not what I
exactly.
want to talk about.
So I reached out to Flick Chat and they're like, "Yep, that's what it is." I'm like, lame.
Yeah.
So hopefully they fix it because I know they've had other messages about it because they said they did.
Right.
I'm like, this makes no sense. I understand if we were a bigger community, there'd be too many people to do it. So I said, could you make a, poster available? Like I could pick out certain people to poster, but I don't want them to be moderators so they can kick people out and shit. Like that's a little extreme. But anyway, so hopefully it gets fixed. We'll be back on there. So go on there. If there's ever any topic you want to bring up, do what one of the other listeners did. Reach out to me. I'll make the thread for you. You can go ahead and put your information right in there and start the conversation. But Top Mount is one of our, and only actually, sponsor at this point. We kicked everyone else out. It's like, oh, did you lose sponsors? No, we kind of just moved on. It's like, no, we're good. So Top Mount Apparel, topmountapparel.com. Definitely check them out. They are the only place to get Grappling Zad's gear. I'm wearing the shirt. He's wearing a sweatshirt from them. And he's got a shirt on too. Twinsies? Nice.
Take it off.
Nice.
Take it off. I can't.
Take it off.
And this shirt looks better on everyone but us. Whenever there's a post of a picture, I'm like, wow, everyone looks better.
Yeah, we got a
in
little
our
bit
own
of love
shirts.
the other day. I was
Yeah, we
all like,
did.
yes.
I don't even know if
I
they
was
listen to the
excited.
show. Don't give a shit.
I don't
like
know
that
if they
shirt's
do
cool.
either.
I don't
just
think they
literally
do.
Stole it from their Instagram.
Yeah, I don't think they do because all of a sudden,
we don't know them.
no,
I
no, I don't think so because they all of a sudden like started following us on Instagram after. I'm like, ha, you didn't know who we were.
So Top Mount tagged us, and I was
Yes.
like, oh, okay, cool.
okay.
I'll
Yep.
use that as promotional stuff.
Yeah,
Well,
absolutely.
yeah.
Plus, it's awesome.
Yeah, it was a good picture too.
love
And I
when
love
people
this
wear
shirt.
stuff,
It's a
yeah.
great shirt. Yeah, I don't care if you listen to the show. Yes, I do listen to the show.
I seen you shilling it on BJJ everything.
Yeah, that was awesome.
They had a thread.
Was I?
Yeah, it said password, karate,
Oh, yeah.
new password, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Karate password
Yeah.
weak. Brazilian
Yep.
Jiu-Jitsu password strong.
Strong.
And
I put this-
Austin
yeah.
shills our shirt underneath it. I'm like, that was pretty perfect.
Whatever.
It
No, it was
fit
good, it was
though.
good.
I didn't mind that.
BJJ,
I'm
everything
using
gets under
shill
my
in the
nerves.
best word possible.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 I'm not throwing it under the bus. I thought that was legit.
I'll take it.
There's
I've
some
done worse.
Yeah, there's some people in there a little bit.
Top Mount Apparel, they also have 2 tournaments.
Yeah, they have Saturday, May 1st in Des Moines, Iowa. Des Moines. It's Des Moines, but whatever. Spectrum, Sub-Spectrum BJJ tournament sponsoring the fastest submission. You get $100 from Top Mount. They also on the May 1st, Top Mount is sporting a 3-man team combat sports coverage tournament. Winners get $1,000.
Dang.
And sponsor gets a big championship belt. Oh my God, Al needs that.
That was straight from Al, so I was like, yeah, we got to keep saying that.
Al needs that. June 5th in Nashville, Tennessee, American Grappling Federation. They will be there. They also have new things coming out. And this says, can't tell you what they are, but they are dope.
So we kind of said it the one episode, but not explicitly, and Al said that was okay what we said. So that's how we're going to keep sticking to it.
Oh, yeah,
cool.
when we mentioned some new stuff coming up.
Yeah.
He's got new stuff coming. Check out the website for updates.
Yes.
maybe?
Yeah.
do
That's
that.
perfect. And we'll get them before you guys. And like usual, Paul and I will just wear them and not notice that we weren't supposed to. We did that last time.
With what shirts did we do
This
that
was
with?
before you were around.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was the first ones of, I think it might have been the COVID shirts. And we're like, yeah, we put it on. He's like, yeah, those aren't available yet. We're like, they are to us.
Just got to build the anticipation.
Yeah, right?
Al.
Everybody wanted them because of that.
Yeah, that's it.
Because Kip and Paul won.
Kip and Paul were the two old men.
Yeah, we need more.
Do you
You
want to
don't
know what
think
sucks?
we-
We need some youth in the show. We got a little bit with you, though. That helped us out.
How old do you guys know how old I am?
Yes.
The kids I coach in tennis think I'm all like 22.
You
I'm
look like
Well,
a
no,
20 kid.
that's true, though. They have no concept because you're middle school, high school, right?
Middle school, yeah.
When I coached, they all thought I was in my 20s. I'm like, 30 something,
Right.
not even close.
I'll take it.
Yeah, no,
Been
oh
told
yeah,
worse.
for sure. Yeah,
You look younger than you are.
Yeah.
Cool.
yeah.
Harsh.
Doesn't hurt my
reality,
feelings.
Yeah.
Yeah. Only when you're under 21, that's a problem. You know what I mean? You're like,
Yeah.
oh, I don't look young. Yes, you do.
Or if you're like 23 and you still like look really young, and then you try to go to the bar, and
Yeah, that was me.
let's say you forgot your ID or they think it's a fake. It's like, you're screwed.
Have you ever had that happen? Because I had
yeah.
it happen in Grand Haven.
I've had it happen several times, and I don't drink anyway. I just do it to DD most of the
Yeah,
times.
you're just hanging out.
And I'm like, I'm not even trying to drink your alcohol. I just want to go in with my friends.
Yeah, I was in Grand Haven, and it's if you guys don't know because you're not from here, which most of you aren't. It's a little lakeside town, really cool, but very what do you call it? Touristy town. And I walk in there and went into one of the local bars, and they grab my ID. Look at me, look down. Look at me, look down. We're gonna keep this and put it behind the freaking bar. I'm like, that's my ID, and they're like, nah, man, that's clearly a fake. I'm like, no. I had to threaten to call the cops. I'm like, I'll just go get the cops, dude, because I really need my driver's license back. Like,
Wow.
And they finally, like, somebody knew me from high school, came walking out. He's like, dude, he's well over 21. I'm like, yeah, thank you. They literally took my ID and we're going to, like, put it up on a board to show people that it was a fake ID. I'm like, it's not going to work out well for you.
I rarely get carded. It's sad.
I never get carded anymore.
Since I was 18.
Well, sounds like Kip got bullied. It would have been great if he would have known jiu-jitsu at the time.
If you know jiu-jitsu, you just,
I just take my shit back.
That's right. What you got to do is, before you take it back, you got to put a note in an envelope how you're going to submit him, and then say, "Open this after I'm done with you."
Read that after I'm done.
Why did you draw me a picture of a triangle? You'll know in about 5 seconds.
There's an arm plus bar.
I will say this.
What?
You know the fast submission thing. Like you should you should double that if you call your submission beforehand.
Oh, like the fucking Babe Ruth of shit.
Yes. Yes. $100
awesome.
if it's the fastest. $200 if you called it and it's the
Oh,
fastest.
dude, that would have been the greatest.
That would be amazing.
So, do we have like something to bite off of article wise, or what do you got?
Yeah, I've got an article we can kind of pick apart here.
Yeah, let's do this.
And I also was listening to Rogan talk to Stephen Wonderboy Thompson.
Yes.
And I just thought it was really interesting that dude, the reason he started in karate in the first place, anti-bullying.
Bully.
Yep.
He didn't want to get bullied.
He didn't want to get bullied. He was a little dude too. Like he talks about, he was a small cat.
Really?
Yeah.
He's the nicest dude ever, though.
Yeah, dude, it was crazy.
It's a good
Good.
thing.
That's a good episode, though.
Yeah, I
but
liked
it was a really good episode. But on top of that, like he's way too nice for his own being. So when he started talking shit about what was that Jake Paul moron?
Yeah.
I was like, wow, that's impressive, because Wonder Boy is like the nicest dude on the freaking planet. Like
Right.
he was just so respectful to everything. I'm like, wow. And then he still hates you.
Yeah.
What does that say about you?
If Stephen Thompson
Yeah.
hates you, you have...
you got some issues, dude.
The problem's not him.
No.
At that point.
It's bad.
Yeah, when somebody's considered universally a nice person and they don't like you,
Yeah.
you need to,
You've done something really
you
wrong.
need therapy.
Yeah.
If we don't like you, it's just us.
That's
Right.
normal. Like you're
just
probably a
assholes.
pretty
Yeah.
good person.
That's just us.
We probably need therapy as well. It's okay.
Speaking of Jake Paul, he was at... Wow.
Yeah, he was at the UFC
He was at
last
the
night.
fights last night, and Daniel Cormier got in his face, and I thought
Slapped
that was
him, didn't he?
hilarious. I don't know if he actually slapped him.
Yeah, I don't know, because they like
he said he wanted
Did
to.
you say Dana and Cormier?
Daniel.
Oh, Daniel. I thought you said
Cormier.
No.
Okay.
So the headline of this article I was reading this morning was he slaps Daniel Cormier. He slaps him in the face. And I read through the article. I'm like, never really says he actually slapped him.
He said he
though.
wanted to.
Yeah. I'm like,
That's so much different from actually doing it.
but that made like I was actually like, why would he slap him? That's Daniel Cormier, one of the most calmest, like respectful dudes.
You got triggered, man. It happens.
But he didn't. He just fucking told him, suck it.
He told him, "Come get some," which is what Rogan told. I can't say her last name. The Bullet. Sevchenko. There
Yeah.
you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He kept telling her to say it, and she was like, "What?"
Yeah.
And Rogan said, "Come get some."
Yeah.
You don't understand what I'm saying, do you? And
No,
she goes,
she's like,
"No."
It's like with a smile on her face of pure confusion. No.
I just defended my belt. I don't care, Joe Rogan.
She's a badass, dude. That was a good card.
Yeah. So crazy main card. First of all, fans were back. That
Yeah.
was awesome.
Oh, they were?
Jamal
Yep.
was there, dude.
Jamal was there.
Yeah, Jamal was fucking there.
I saw all of his little Instagram stories. He was
He had
taking,
like 87 small little.
Oh, wow. I didn't know.
He was
Yeah.
taking photos with a lot of Jacksonville Jaguars players.
Yes.
'Cause it was in Jacksonville.
Minshew was on there.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then he
Yeah,
took
both of
a couple selfies with Rose
Yep.
and
With the belt on.
Anthony Smith.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic.
He met a bunch of people. So the
for him.
main card, Anthony Smith beats Crute
Yes.
because Crute's leg just gave out.
Dude, he pulled a Paul. His knee just buckled up and he was
Bro.
done.
Dead leg.
Dead legged it.
And like his ankle went
pulled
like
up
that
the
every
ball.
time he stepped.
It was
It did what now?
He would. He tried to go, and it would just go like this,
Like the
that.
muscles on the outside
Yeah.
part of his foot just weren't working.
He tore it.
Oh,
He
no.
tore probably everything on the outside of his ankle.
Is it
felt
because
for
of
him.
these new calf kicks everybody's saw
No,
the race?
this
No,
was knee.
this
It was like outer knee.
yeah,
Really?
and it was fucked up, dude.
His leg just gave out.
We don't. Yeah, there's.
I felt bad for him
Probably a
'cause-
pre-existing injury, honestly.
Yeah.
And then it just came out in the fight. That
Kurt
would be
wanted
my
to
guess.
go. Kurt
Yeah,
wanted to
he
keep
did.
going. And then Rogan afterwards asked him, he goes, so what were you going to do? And he goes, I was going to pull guard.
I was gonna pull.
I was going to
admitted
butt
it.
scoop my way to victory.
See, pulling guard has a use. Just
so
saying.
that happened in the first fight. I was like,
Very
all
first
right.
fight of the main card.
That's weird. You know, it happens. Weird injuries. Second fight. The very first kick, Chris Weidman breaks his freaking leg. Anderson
Snaps
Silva
it
style.
saw-
right
okay,
over.
I
Looks
saw-
so eerily similar to what Anderson
I
Silva did. to
I
him.
sent you guys the side by side picture.
Yeah.
Of,
Yes,
Yeah.
of- I'm like, oh
Yeah.
my god, that's
it was so similar.
it's almost poetic. It wasn't so disgusting and awful. I feel bad for him. That's like, it's got to be one of the worst
It's scary,
injuries
man.
ever.
Well, and he was on his way out of the fucking UFC. anyways.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Still sucks.
No, I'm just saying this is going to accelerate that.
No.
No, I'm not. He's a nice guy, great competitor. I have no real problem with him. It's just he couldn't really. He didn't. His
Getting
chin
old,
was
bro.
no. His chin was gone.
Well,
He-
that's happened when you get old.
You called him. He was.
Yeah.
He would fold.
It wasn't his chin, it was his leg.
Yeah, it all.
Too
It all.
soon?
It all
Too
translates.
soon?
It all translates.
Too soon.
No. And then Uriah Hall, very respectful afterwards. I thought
Oh
what he
yeah,
said was
yeah,
great.
yeah.
But
Which
that-
was really too bad because that was like Uriah's like staple win.
Was
it
that
was
really
to
the-
get him into the conversation, and he gets that.
That
It's like
sucks.
because,
That's not
but
how
he
I
was
win.
super respectful for a semi crazy dude. Because if you watched him on the Ultimate Fighter, which is where he came from. He's got some screws loose upstairs. He's an interesting dude.
I
He's
can't
been
ever-
through a lot of shit, though.
Yeah.
so-
I can't ever tell if it's somebody actually nuts or just playing a part. you know?
No.
It's hard to tell.
Yeah, his wasn't so off the wall crazy. It was just he was very unique, like in the way he dealt with shit, and he was. Yeah. Anyways, watch the season. It's actually pretty entertaining. Anyways,
And then you get Shevchenko. She wins pretty handily.
like, yeah, she controlled the whole
Rose
thing.
with that crazy kick to end it.
Wiley
Doug Rose.
was just completely expecting a leg kick, like
She's
sold
kinda like-
out on a leg kick. No, she did the swoop out. She did the jump out and away, which basically brings your
Oh,
chin right
no.
here, brings it right foot to face.
Damn.
And Thug Rose, I love her. Besides the dumb comment she made that she was fighting for America, which was just ridiculous.
Why would you say that?
I think it was publicity, and it was just bad publicity. It wasn't the way to do it, but I think someone probably coached
Some-
her to
some
say
handlers
something.
like, "Say this, I love you."
Say something to this effect.
You'd be like the U.S. agent.
Yeah, that was my opinion. And the same thing that is going on with the Poirier and McGregor. I don't think any of that shit ever happened. It was just, well, they're too respectful of each other. Let's get some freaking heat going because it's going to sell more tickets.
Yeah.
Guarantee it.
Right.
So, anyways, but Thug Rose just kicked, and then Usman's just a beast. There's just nothing
knocked
to it.
out Masvidal.
Like
He was
hardcore
the first
knocked
one to ever
out,
do
dude.
that, right?
Masvidal's never been knocked
Never
out.
been
yeah.
knocked out, and he was silly drunk, like just
Dang.
dropped. So
Crazy card.
yeah, it was. Anyways, bullying. Bullying.
The scale is between people that come want to do UFC and then the people that come in because they got bullied and they want to feel self-confidence. What do you think the split is on that?
Sadly, sadly,
tough
sadly, it's gonna teeter towards UFC is gonna really bring the adults in. But I think one of the great things is there's a guy, I think his name's Pat, that brought his son in and ended up starting. But he brought his son in because his son was being picked on and being bullied. So I think that can lead to it for sure. I know I brought my daughter, especially Sydney, just because I knew she was going to be small her whole life.
Yeah, she's still tiny.
Yeah, she's trips me out because
We've known each other for, what, 4 or 5 years, and she's the
longer
same
than that.
size.
Yeah,
She's never grown an inch.
Yeah, no, she's the exact same size. It's crazy. So I really, Jen and I had made a point of getting her into it. Like she needs something that if a big kid wants to be a douche, she can take care of herself, and she can. She's actually really pretty good when she wants to, and she can take care of herself. But
The nice thing about kids doing jiu-jitsu is if they're in it for a year or two, like they're good.
They really
should,
are.
They should
They-
keep on going. I believe that. I don't want to say should, except for it's my own personal hopes is the should, but stay in it their entire childhood, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I totally agree.
But if they're in it for 1 or 2 years, I think they're going to be way better served than
I think that 2-year mark I think is really to look at, because the first year a lot of times just having fun, dipshitting around. That second year where you're like you have that light bulb, I think that's huge.
That might be age related too, right?
Yeah.
So if you
I
put
think
like
so.
a 12-year-old, 12 to 13 is going to make a bigger difference than like 5 to 6.
Yeah. Well, look, it's Ellie's there just to giggle and have a good time and wear a gi because her sisters wear a gi. She's 6, and but Sid really enjoyed the actual working out of it. She's a freaking beast. Did you ever watch my daughter do the warm-ups?
Nope.
I'm never there early enough to watch.
So
anything
she
but the
could
last
do
part.
those little bunny hops, but she would barely leave the ground, all the way up and down.
Oh, those ones that I can't do at all.
Yeah.
I can't
Like
get into position
kids are
to do
falling
them.
face forward. Kids are rolling back. My kid's just like, and then they would have planking contests. She would win every single one. They would have hold your feet up, hold your hands up, feet up. They would have to stop the competition because Sid just keeps going. So for how small she is, she's a badass little girl.
You got all the smart kids going, she's going to win anyway. Oh, I can't do it
No,
anymore. I'm gonna sit up against the wall.
That was happening. They're like, they would be up against Sid. They're like, oh, fuck it. Just sit down, because she would just sit there 15 minutes, just feet up, hands up. Like, but that's part of it. You know, she got to work out. She had confidence in herself, because before she started, she would have never tried to stick out like that. She would always try to fade into the background because she's hated being small.
Well, you can see that with the adults too, right? When they first start compared to when they get their blue belt, they can start to become part of the team.
No, you just have to be an ass like we were. We were part of the team quite quickly.
You know what I mean?
Because we
Tim was
forced our
way
way.
smaller too.
It's funny.
So what? There was only 8 of us. Big deal.
How many people did we talk about before we started going live? Was hey, do you know this person? It's like, no. Do you know this person? No.
Well, they were doing that to me. My wife and I, Dana from the gym came over on Saturday, and she's naming people. I would just go, who?
Right.
And my wife's like, you know them. No, I don't. Who?
Yeah, too many now.
But what's weird is when I walk in, they still know. Some of them still know who I am.
Yeah. I've been noticed.
Yeah, dude, it's weird. They're like,
because you're famous.
I'm on the podcast like twice now.
Twice now, dude. And I walk in, they're like, "Hey, Kip." I'm like, "Who the fuck are you?" Every time I go, they're like, "Hey, Kip." Hi,
You know
person.
I think the weird thing about, and I've heard this from a few different podcasters or YouTube personalities, like people think they know you because they listen to you every single day or every single week, but that we don't know you.
Right.
Yeah, when I went,
So you come up and have a conversation like we've been friends forever. I'm like, I don't know who this person is.
it happened at a tournament to both of us. Remember that random guy, the Grand Rapids tournament?
Super nice
Just
guy.
Super nice dude, just talking to us, and both of us like, wow, this guy's super nice. He's like, and then at the end of it, he's like, love the show. We're like, oh, because
that
I
makes sense.
thought we were supposed to know you. I did not. And even when I went out east, when that guy walks out to me, he's like, can I take a picture with you? I'm like, coming in?
You mean Troiler?
Yeah, that's
I'm not-
exactly
I'm
what
not
I
his
thought.
handler.
I literally did this. I'm
not
like,
his
he does it for free. He's right over there. And he's like, no, love the show. I'm like, this is weird. But he talked to me while we were like,
that's before we had a YouTube show.
and he was talking to me about stuff. And I'm like, well, I didn't know the whole time. He's like, do you want to be my partner? I'm like,
Yep.
sure, I guess.
Life or for this role?
Yeah, I was like, what are we doing? And then Morgan stole me back. She's like, hey, there's a creeper, Kip. There's bullying for you. That's bullying within a school, don't you think? The creeper in the school? It's don't you see that as a type of bullying?
Well, that almost gets into the cult thing.
A little bit.
And that kind of goes, because you can have bullies within the gym. So
Explain the creeper that's part of the cult.
So if you're a gym that allows a creeper to stay there, probably a bit on the culty side of gym, because then the coach doesn't want to deal with the problem because, well, for whatever reason, if he thinks it's not, it's part of who he is, or if it's his buddy, he doesn't want to deal with that.
Okay,
So,
I'll give you that.
Chad has actually kicked people out.
Yes, he
I
has.
can think of one specific example where a guy came from a different school for a seminar.
Yep.
There was a history with one of our females, and him being creeper at the previous
yes,
gym.
at the other gym, yeah.
And I'm trying not to name names here if you haven't caught on.
Yeah, don't name names. We don't do that in the show.
By the
Yeah.
way,
Yeah.
I'm just sitting back not saying anything
Yeah,
because
right.
I know I'll say it.
But Chad, or this female, told Chad, hey, I have a history with this guy. He's made me uncomfortable at a previous gym. Just want to let you know. And then Chad was like, yeah, we're not even going to play reindeer games.
Fixed it. Yep.
Bye.
Nice. As it should be.
Well, Chad defends his people for sure.
I wish he'd defend me. I'm his people. He just hurts me.
Hey, guess what? Nobody's defending you. You know BJJ.
There's
kind of.
Yeah, right. Against Chad. There's actually a photo of Chad going up on my wall, which is weird to say out loud.
That
The one
does
upstairs? You got a
sound
little
weird.
collage going there?
Yeah, so I got that for the lady. For I think it was her birthday.
It just keeps on getting weirder.
I know.
I got a
No,
picture
no.
of Chad going up on my wall for the lady. I'm
No,
like, bro.
Yeah, I was going to say, well, I get it. He's pretty.
So Justin's in the photo too.
Oh, super pretty.
Now I get it.
That only makes sense.
Chad, I didn't understand. Like, he's just a dude, but Justin, like, all right.
But I got her collage
Sold.
of us, like couples photos, and then she liked it so much she got another one, and now it's like all of our interests. So there's like photos of us.
So
in
we're in it, right?
Vegas. We don't have a photo of us three. Do we?
I feel left out.
I'm
There
hurt and
has to.
offended.
You
I
would
have a
think there was.
photo
We've
with-
hung out for like 3
Right?
years.
I have
Speaking of
photos
bullying-
with Kip, and I have photos with Paul. I don't have photos with Kip and Paul.
Oh, that's true. That might happen.
Might.
Might have happened. I don't know.
No,
I can't. Yeah.
And now
Whip
he's
it
going
out.
to look up.
Look as long
yeah,
as you
I don't
want.
think there
No.
is. Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't
I
think
can
there
think of
ever
a Paul,
was.
I can think of a Paul picture. Oh, now he's
I
gonna.
got it.
I gotta get all three of us, you jabroni.
I'm trying. You gotta come in.
He goes, try. This is the worst.
Come on.
Picture taken.
Done.
There is one in existence
And it's
now.
live.
And
on
I've never
YouTube.
had a dumber looking face.
No, you've been worse.
I've been worse,
It's
yeah.
fine.
He just bullied himself there.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. It's
Um,
fodder.
When is it appropriate to talk to your kids about bullying? I don't have kids. I can't address this. You two are dads. Hey,
So
you're dads.
about when they go to school, they're gonna. There's a pecking order like in young fives. That's like pre-kindergarten.
Right.
It already
starts
started
pretty
happening. So
Does
when
it
my
really?
when my
Especially
oldest,
when you have. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
yeah, when my oldest daughter got into young fives, I mean it was week one.
This is gonna
where
be
there
a
was
dumb question.
already a problem.
What is young fives?
Pre-kindergarten. So
Okay.
it's kind of like they're extending. It's
So there's preschool, and then there's,
Yeah.
and if you're too young, like if you're late in the year with turning 5, they have young 5. So if you're after September, I think it is, they'll have young 5s. That's all it
Yeah.
is. It's
So-
just preschool too.
So yeah, what's happening is they kind of they put you in little groups of kids, and this one person was picking on everybody, like taking their food, taking their crayons, just being mean. So my daughter would come home, and I'm like, well, you gotta tell her not to do it. Then you gotta
This is
talk to the
Caden.
teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah, so my daughter's pretty meek, mild mannered. Like
Right.
she doesn't like confrontation. So this just wasn't working. Like we try to talk to the teacher. Teacher's like, we'll deal with it, and of course they don't because they have.
Well, they
20 other-
can't. I
There's
mean, they
just too much.
can't. I don't even blame teachers for it
So
for
I
the
did,
most part.
I did the whole watchdog dad thing where you go in there to help out. One, never again. Two, teachers are well underpaid. Like I didn't
Oh yeah,
know.
it sucks.
Like when
Especially-
when you're a kid, you just think it's normal. But when you're an adult and you go to a class for the first time, I'm like,
Yeah, it's
that's
ugly.
a hard pass. You cannot.
chaos.
You cannot.
Utter
fix that.
chaos.
I'm coaching 40 middle school kids. I get it.
yeah,
you
been
get
there.
it. So-
it sucks, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So with ones that can't reason yet, I believe it's probably worse.
Actually, no, it's a little easier.
Is it really?
When I coached younger, because you have that fear. Even though they don't need to be fearful of you, you are an adult, and they'll fall into line more often. And you're an
gotcha.
adult that's not their parents,
Right.
so they actually do have a tendency. You'll have those ones that are
Right.
like outside, but for us, the problem is they're smart enough to defy you, and it's so fucking annoying.
They're old enough to know that you can't touch me.
Exactly. And then you inform them. However, I can make you run.
Yeah.
I've made my team of 30 people, 30 boys and 30 girls at one point, run around the school until I was done.
Yep. So anyway, Caden,
It happens.
She was being bullied and being picked on. It. We couldn't logic her way through it. We couldn't talk her way through it. We couldn't fix the problem. And that was around the time we got her into jiu-jitsu, very very young age. And in about 6 months, maybe not even that long. Like she handled the problem. Like she stood up for herself.
She literally stood up for herself.
She stood up for herself and started, just taking her stuff back. And she actually got in trouble, got sent down to the dean's office, standing up for herself. And we're like, no, you did nothing wrong.
And she didn't do anything wrong. She handled it really well because he had shown them just so the story's complete, he had shown them the bully proof system. Yeah. So if you haven't seen that bully proof we talked about in the past, check it out for your kids. It's really helpful. I think I still have your DVD, by the way. I'll give it back.
I need that back.
Yeah, I have it.
Yeah.
I saw it the other day. I'm like,
bullied.
oh, look at this. Because my basement flooded, and I found it.
Ooh.
Yeah, don't do that. Especially when you have construction going. Bad idea. Anyways, but yeah, she wasn't proud of it or anything either. It was just what she did because she didn't tell me. I had to make her tell me.
But the nice thing is, after she stood up for herself and they stopped bullying her, or she stopped bullying my daughter, she still bullied like the other
everybody else.
Well, then she stood up for them. So
she got in trouble again, by the way.
Yeah. It does work.
It does. It brings that confidence in.
What do you tell a kid who's getting sent to the dean's office for like the good reasons?
Hey, buy him ice cream.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want a pony? Like, what do you want?
You did the right shit.
Like when you're a father of, I don't want to say especially a daughter because I don't have a boy, so I can't.
Yeah, I have no clue.
Yeah, exactly. So whatever.
I don't know.
So when you're a father and your kid's getting bullied and picked on, and you're telling them like you have all the freedom to defend yourself.
Yeah.
But they don't do it because they don't have the skills to do it, right?
It's not even the skill, it's the confidence in yourself.
Yeah. Well, without the skill you don't have the confidence because if you think you're going to get tore up, like I'm not going to escalate a situation where I think I'm going to lose that.
Yeah, that's true. So I have a story for it too. I think I've told you about Addie's.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So Addie was in middle school and she was sitting at lunch table, and at the lunch table the same girl kept doing the same bullshit as a little kid in kindergarten. She would come up, pull hair, take food off people's trays, and Addie asked me if it was okay. She goes, can I stand up to her? She wasn't doing it to Addie because everyone in the school, and still do, know what Addie does for training. No one messes with my daughter. I'm not shitting you. It's hilarious. And so they weren't doing it to her, but they were doing it to one of Addie's friends. Addie asked, can I say something? I'm like, yep.
Absolutely.
And if you don't, I'll be disappointed in you.
Right? Yeah.
And she goes, and I go, but you do you. And very next day, she literally stood up in the girl's face and said, you're done doing that now. She goes, well, basically, whatever. And then Addie goes, I can stop you if you would like me to. I was like, oh.
Nice.
Nice. It worked. Worked very good.
Typically they'll have a snarky reply and they'll talk the trash, but they will not do anything about it.
No, and I'll tell you, and they won't. And I'll tell you right now, I've seen my daughter compete against guys bigger than her, faster than her. She will jack a person up her size. Bad.
Yeah.
She knows what to do. So
even if you only have a few amount of classes, like jiu-jitsu isn't all about winning the fight or beating somebody. It's about not losing. It's
controlling it.
And then in the real world, like with a lot of the women's self-defense gets knocked down and stuff like that. And I think I was talking to a guy online about this. You can on one hand make the argument that like one woman's self-defense class is useless.
It is though.
Well, yes and no.
The ones I've seen super worth. One involved a Sharpie.
Okay, so some of them are useless, but like if you
look
it
up, it's a thing.
If you have a legit school teaching legit self-defense, and they just go to one, it may be enough information to save their life. Will they win a fight?
No. I agree with that.
But sometimes all they got to do is hang on long enough for help to come,
or know how to get out.
Yeah,
there's a TikTok / YouTube girl. I think she's 12 or 13, and she has a whole shirt, and it's scream, wiggle, or something like that. And it's literally like how to get away from someone grabbing you from behind. Right. And it's 3 or 4 steps, and it works pretty good. And it's not, so you could learn that in one class. Yep. Like it's super simple. So I think you're right. There is certain adaptations that will be very applicable right away. However, the ones I've seen, like the Sharpie one, dude, literally, I think it was in Phoenix or somewhere in that area that they're like, this is self-defense with a Sharpie. For one thing, who the hell carries a Sharpie? And another one, like part of it was like stabbing them here with a Sharpie. I'm like, that when it's a blunt object, what are you doing? Another one's like, oh, they get a hold of you, push it right here. I'm like, I would just punch you.
Yeah. Well, a lot of self-defense, especially for women that are getting attacked, comes down to just make it not worth it.
Yes.
If you could just, if you could,
but
just
I think that's true. That's not even just women.
Right.
I think that's just small people. If you have somebody that's stronger, more athletic, whatever, bigger than you, doesn't matter man or woman. Just make it too difficult for them to do anything.
Yeah.
Make noise. It's always make noise.
Yeah.
And
make it last too long.
Yep.
It's too loud.
Yep.
It's I'm going to get hurt.
Yep. It's kick, scream, wiggle, do whatever. It doesn't matter, man, woman, child. Just freaking do it.
Yeah. I think the minimum safety is just fight back.
Yeah, that's it. Make a big old scene out of it, and I think that's awesome. Yeah. But so I will agree with that. But then there's ones where they're like, defend of a knife or a gun, and it's like, dude, that one class is going to help them. Another thing, if they have those things, most instructors will tell you, give them whatever they want and move on, because somebody's going to die or get badly injured. So teaching those things for this type of bullying that we're talking about, like real life, adult style, it's bullshit. Like, don't teach me how to avoid a gun at close range. Don't. This is the best I got. Put my hands up and be like, what you need? Oh, you got a knife? Same. What you need? I need to know it enough. I need to know it enough to stop it if they come after me. So teach me that stuff. If they come at me.
Clearly, though, you've seen the videos where people get attacked with guns.
Yes.
And they don't care.
Yeah.
They're just like, I'm not giving you anything.
Yeah.
Go ahead and shoot me. And they're like, called my bluff.
Yeah. Most of the time they are like, mother.
Clearly I'm not going to shoot you, but
can I still have your iPhone?
He's like, bro, I got rent to pay. Just give me your money.
This is my career choice.
But I think there's a distinction between, self-defense classes, like just onesies, twosies, and being able to fight. Like, if you want to be able to fight, have fun in the next 6 years getting good.
Yeah, because
that's what it takes.
Yeah, 1-2 classes of self-defense is going to make you a fighder. Yeah. It's just not going to. It'll give you false sense of security. Yeah. That's the problem I have with it, is the ones that, because I watched Chad's. Chad was doing one at the local college, and Chad's was it fit. It was like, okay, if a person grabs you from behind, you can do this. And it was like a sit down. The ones that we use. And I'm like, those are super easy. But he had to show them every week. He had the same students every week. And it made sense. And he kept it very basic jiu-jitsu. It really was. And it's proven to work if you do it right. So I'm totally fine with. But he wasn't teaching them like, all right, so once you get them down, then you switch to an arm bar. Right. Then if they get out of that, you fucking triangle.
If they happen to get you in half guard, you got to go for a berimbolo.
No, it was all stuff that was like, get away. Yeah. That's all it was. It was get down, get away. That was it. And it's awesome. And it was very applicable. But there's so many out there who are like, I'm going to make you into a badass. Yeah. No, you're not. You're going to make me into a really confident jackass. That's what you're going to do.
There's still so much snake oil being sold out there.
Oh, yeah, dude.
The nice thing is like, what is it, McDojo Life? Is that it? Like, I'm so grateful for those guys, because they're shining a light on all the bullshit that's out there.
Oh,
because there is very legitimate
documentary. The documentary's in the works, right?
No.
Yeah, they finally got enough funding to start it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep. So occasionally on their YouTube and stuff, they'll pop out little clips of like them editing and doing shit. I'm like, that's going to be a great movie.
Heck yeah.
And I'm going to make everyone watch it. I don't care who you are. It's like, come here.
Yeah, this is going to be
watch this bullshit.
Awesome.
It's going to be awesome because it's so many things, including, and like you said, including fake martial arts for one thing. And then on top of it, fake self-defense. Yep. Well, stop teaching people ineffective things to try to save their lives. And when there's things that are very applicable and easy to learn, that will save your life. Well, and a lot of it's BJJ driven. I'm just being honest. It is.
Like I said, I grew up bullied, so then I got in. The only thing available
Did
was
you?
just
I hadn't
Taekwondo.
heard. What happened? Did you get a basketball in the face?
A few of them, actually. It was like they ran.
I don't think Austin knows the story.
I don't know the story. I'm learning so much about you and your kids.
I got a train ran on me with basketballs to the face.
He
Picture, just think of that.
Face on wall.
Yeah, they held my face up against the wall.
Face.
So they had one big guy literally hold my face up against the wall, so I'm like stuck, right? And then just all their friends. Yeah, they just all picked up a ball and bam, one after another, and I couldn't move. I was stuck. My head looked like a basketball by the time they're done. It was all swollen and puffy and red. And,
I'm such a dick that it's funny because it's only funny because you're my boy.
It's funny because
if that happened to my kid, I would murder people.
I don't know what I would do, but well, that's why I'm teaching my kids this stuff at a young age. I'm like, this can't happen to you because I will lose my mind. So,
I got something. Yeah, it was a good story, wasn't it? It's pretty funny. Just picture it. Paul's adult face, not his kid face. His kid face, you'll feel bad. Do his adult face, just getting smashed. Anyways,
I was never picked on, and I'm the smallest guy here. Like,
well, you
but you were part of a different generation. Like you
had a sport, right?
I played tennis and soccer.
So you had
right there.
You had a team.
You had a team.
And the
of
other
people.
thing is, I remember one time, this one kid said, "I'm going to fight you in the parking lot," and I was like, "All right."
Did you have big friends? So
exactly.
So did I.
So I start walking out there expecting to get in my first ever fight.
Yeah.
Obviously, wasn't training jiu-jitsu at the time.
Yeah.
So I'm like, this is going to suck.
I'm going to overhead smash you.
He'd still lose it.
This guy comes next to me, and I still remember his name, Tobin Clusty. Shout out for having my back that day.
Nice.
Tobin went right up next to me. He goes, "We going to have a problem today?" And I go, "I guess not." And he walked with me. He goes, "Hey, leave him alone." And the kid just ran off.
Nice.
And that was the end of it. Tobin actually fought in a cage at one point.
Oh, okay.
Because he's freaking insane.
Nice.
Okay, so
to be fair, I fought in a cage too.
Shut up, Paul.
Yeah, shut up.
You didn't defend me that day.
Exactly. so I similar. I have been in fights because my mouth was just too active to not get in a fight.
Nice.
But there were ones that were avoided by bigger friends. I had a dude named Justin. Justin, you'll never listen to this, but he was a huge dude. He's 6'7", 6'8", just a big fucking mountain of a dude. Just the nicest stoner you would ever meet in your life. Like, just the nicest dude ever.
Doesn't matter when you're that big.
And I was working this was in high school, and I was working at the Reebok outlet in Holland, Michigan. It's no longer there because it's a piece of shit. Anyways, and this guy comes in that I go to school with, and I look at him, and I watch him steal from my store. And I go to my manager, and this dude was terrible at it because he literally picked him up and walked. I'm like, he's stealing. And it's like, I would have lost my job if I didn't say anything because he knew I saw it. So I'm like, stealing shit. Got their license. So he wanted to kick my ass. So he walks up to me, bow, right here at my locker. I'm like, I'm just going to ignore you, you huge son of a bitch. Like, because he was a good few inches taller than me. Like, all of a sudden, he's going to cold cock me. You see the biggest hand ever grab this dude by the neck, slam him into the wall next to me and go, "You got a problem?" And he goes, "Huh?" He goes, "You got a problem with him? Got a problem with me?" This is the biggest, nicest hippie I've ever known. And he literally pegged the dude up against the wall and just went, "You're not going to do this anymore." And the dude never talked to me again.
Wow.
You know what's more effective than martial arts?
Big friends.
Having big friends.
Yeah.
Big friends are super effective.
Joining a team of some sort, being nice to most people, having big friends. I think that's actually more effective. Just have a good group of people around you. You don't need jiu-jitsu. It's fine.
Yeah, the only problem with a big team, having a team of people, is if you still have a really big mouth and you're cocky as shit.
Well,
you get in fights on the field where people can't help you. Don't ask me how I know.
Yeah. For sure, don't do that. Right.
Don't do what Kip did.
Yeah, I mean,
I was a scrawny fucker.
We're all friends with a UFC fighter, so I think we're doing it okay.
We could do some shit.
Yeah, let's go run
He's
our
a
mouths.
big motherfucker too.
Yeah.
I always forget how big he is, and then he stood next to Rose, and it made Rose look like she was 2 feet tall. I'm like, God, I always forget how big Jamal is.
Yeah.
He's like normalized for us.
Yeah, because we see him so much. He's just not big, but then you see him.
You don't realize what you look like until you see a picture of you standing next to somebody else. You're like, Well, when I was with Ben on the show, I'm like, oh my, I thought me and Ben were the same size.
No,
I'm fat.
Yeah, you're fat compared to him.
I'm like,
I know small children that are fat compared to Ben. Yeah. And one real quick thing. Thanks to everybody that filled in for Paul and I throughout the time, except for Austin. Austin's just part of the show, so screw him.
Yeah, you had to do it.
But thanks Larry, thanks Ben, thanks my wife especially because she's beautiful and brought the most amount of viewers, and little Robert. Yeah, little Robert was awesome on here. Everybody did great. We really appreciate it. Gave time for Paul to get away, just kind of reset. I think it did a great job doing that, and then I did the same thing right after. I was like, wow, that looks really good for Paul. I'm gonna go ahead and drink a lot and just take some time off.
So Ben, how many years we've been doing this?
How many years have we? It's 3 or 4, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
200
We're almost
episodes.
at 200 episodes.
Yeah.
But it's hard to
Carry
tell
the
because
one.
we went through this stretch where people were asking us to do more. So we're like, we'll do 2 a week.
That was
a
yeah.
fucking nightmare.
Well, plus we've missed some weeks.
Yeah, that's true. Not many
Not
though.
many.
I
Not
mean,
many,
considering I have some podcasts of smaller podcasts I check on, and they'll miss months at a time.
Oh,
so
I noticed that too,
we've been
yeah.
pretty damn consistent, I think, and it pays off. We have a lot of listeners. Thank you,
Yeah.
everyone. But
Yeah, we appreciate you.
Speaking
I-
of listeners,
Yeah, go.
We have a lot of questions.
do we?
In the email.
Oh, in the
that we just
emails.
haven't touched.
Oh, let's do
once.
this. Go.
So
Cue 'em up.
I did have another thing that we could talk about, but
What do you want to do?
That.
It's up to you. You control the show,
Yeah,
sir.
Well,
I
yeah.
like questions.
We'll save that. Let's do the viewer listener questions. Grappling Dads, I've listened to your show for a while and I've written in before, feeling like a dumbass right now because I did exactly what everyone said not to do in the past year. I initially tried to stay connected with my gym. COVID hit. They live in LA. Husband got laid off. I'm trying to. This is big. I just realized
Paraphrasing a
how big
little
it
bit,
is. Because of coronavirus, couldn't continue to pay the membership. Lost touch with everyone at the gym. Now things are starting to open up. Really misses the gym. I don't know how to start back up. What advice would you give?
Oh, so here's the position I'm in.
I was gonna
right
say
now.
Paul.
I was gonna say this is Paul's shit.
Yeah, this is my. You're describing my life. So I.
This is from Phoebe, by the way. Thanks, Phoebe.
I was gonna
Thanks-
say it
thanks,
is Phoebe, isn't it? I was like, I remember seeing this one.
Yeah. So look, I haven't been to the gym in about a year, and so my wife and I are not quite on the same page as far as COVID. Like she's very, very concerned about it. I was in the beginning. I'm less concerned now, but we're having that.
You're gonna start
husband-
licking random people with COVID, aren't you?
Yeah, we're having that
Just to get
husband-wife debate
Just to
getting
get
back
it.
in. But I'm considering getting back in now, and I got the same kind of concerns. Like, man, it's almost been so long. I don't want to go back. If I'm real honest, it's
weird how that works. We've had this conversation with other listeners previous.
yeah. It's
You spend enough time away, you're all of a sudden like,
so I had this thought where I really, really miss it. I want to go back. And now that I'm kind of on the cusp, I've been vaccinated. My wife is on the dock to get vaccinated, and we're going to call that probably good enough after she's fully inoculated, and we're just going to make that compromise. And now I'm going. Now that it's close, now that it's kind of like I see the light at the end of the tunnel, I'm like, do I even want to go back? Yes. So
the answer is clearly yes.
But it's the thought, right? It's just it's what you think about. I'm trying to be honest. You know what I mean?
No, I
I'm
feel
not,
you.
I'm
What
not
you
trying
be,
to just play
what about
lip
being a
service.
little bitch? Yeah, I
Yeah.
got you.
Well,
no, I'm
yeah,
just
yeah.
playing. No, I'm at the same point though. I have different reasoning why I don't want to go to the gym. I'm not going into it, but I'm just not the most amped to go in.
Yeah,
I'm just not, and it has. Mine's not COVID. Mine, I just kept going during COVID. I was whatever.
I think mine. So when you're a white belt and even a blue belt to a certain extent, at least me personally, it was all I could think about. It was like I'd think about it, I'd dream about it, I'd read about it, I'd watch it. It was like everything in my life was about jiu-jitsu. And then I got my purple belt, and it was kind of like, I don't want to say I stopped caring, because I didn't, because I was very, very proud. I just didn't have that same drive to get something, because
You got really intense when you went to go to purple.
yeah,
like
but
really
but
in a
after
good way.
Yeah, but after I got it, it
That's
started
another-
to wane. Like not immediately.
It did. No,
just
but
started
it
to go,
did
yeah,
even before
yeah.
COVID. You
Yeah.
were starting to have those. You wanted to train with me just in your house more than you wanted to
Yeah.
go to the gym.
Yeah.
It just was what it is. What it is.
So it's just I'm having the purple belt blues, if that's a thing. Like what usually when
yeah, you
blue-
don't hear about that often, but
Yeah.
I would think any
Yeah.
belt
Purple
because
belt problems.
purple belt
purple
see?
belt problems. Yeah, I
there
got
you go.
those. So it's I've got one of those weird
Brown belt booze.
Yeah,
Oh,
booze.
sorry. I don't know. Sorry.
I've got one of those addictive personalities, and you know this about me. That
You do.
I will find something, I will glom onto it, then I will just dive down this rabbit hole. And for a long time, that was jiu-jitsu. And then it's become a series of other things that I just dive
Car
down.
detailing.
Car detailing. Don't judge me, bro. I got really clean cars. Well, it's detailing. Then it's been credit card hacking. Then
Yes.
it's been Bitcoin. Then it's been finance.
Hold on,
It's
hold
just
on,
been-
hold on. Credit card hacking?
No. Shut the fuck up.
Don't get me started.
No.
Don't get me
No.
started.
Just define it in one sentence.
Free vacations.
Yeah.
Okay, go.
Okay.
I got
FYI,
you.
I also did it, but I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Yeah.
He made
I'll
me talk about it. And yes, did I go on a vacation with an extra like 2 G's in points?
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Yeah. So clearly, Kip can't go down the rabbit hole such as I can, because
Yeah.
there's levels to all the games. I just
I
picked
know.
level
You send
10.
me your stupid
No, so
crypto
you're
TikTok.
Yeah.
No, you have
Yeah.
you have an obsessive personality
Yeah.
without an outlet. So you find new outlets constantly. Me being in your life has kept you with jiu-jitsu. Let's be honest. It's been mostly me in this show.
If it wasn't for the show, I'd have quit.
Yeah. It would.
I'm not kidding.
Honestly, he would have. We've had conversations, and if I wasn't going or we didn't have the show, he wouldn't go.
Yeah.
Now, does he appreciate that he does feel like he needs to go because of me? Up until recently, yes. But I get it because I'm at the point, it's funny, and everybody needs to start. It's tough. Jiu-jitsu is a tough life to live. It is. You have to be dedicated to really improve and enjoy it. Because if you're not enjoying, if you're not improving, no matter what you think to yourself, you're not enjoying it enough if you're not getting better.
What did we say at the beginning of the show, right? Like, as soon as you realize that jiu-jitsu doesn't really mean shit,
it doesn't.
Then you can have fun.
Yes.
And you can actually get good at it.
And
then
you
it
said
can
that
actually
before the
change
show
your
even
life.
started.
Yeah.
And it does. Once you get past the aura that most people give jiu-jitsu, you have more fun.
Yeah.
However, if you're a dipshit like me and talk and have way too much fun with jiu-jitsu, you get talked to.
Yeah.
Like, you're not taking it seriously enough.
But I think you can kind of pick your poison with jiu-jitsu. So you can go just deep down the rabbit hole like I think a lot of people do.
I think most people, most people do. It's a very obsessive thing.
It's almost like they guilt
people.
trip the people that wouldn't be like that into doing that. Like, oh, I'm not into it that much, so what am I even doing here? So no. Pick your level of care.
Of your enjoyment. So I am probably the most passive in this room of no, Austin's pretty close to where I'm at. I'm learning jiu-jitsu. I want to have fun. And I have fun. But I understand I'm the oddball in that. So once it wasn't that much fun, which it was starting to for me for other reasons within the gym, these guys know what they are. No one else needs to know. Because so many people at the gym listen to this damn show.
Idiots.
Yeah, it's stupid, right? Anyways, it's hard to keep going. It really is. Like, I'm going to go back because of the people that I'm with. Like, I hung out with Dana on Saturday, and she's like, I heard you really like scissor sweeps. We're talking. My wife's like, you should talk to Kip about scissor sweeps. I'm like, yeah, I do really like those. Like, a lot. And it's a series I use. And now I want to show her. So that kind of gave me a glim, like, kind of want to go back a little. We'll see if it's enough. See if I want to go.
Yeah, once I'm doing it, I enjoy it. But it's
yes.
It's kind of like working out, right? Like, sometimes I do not want to go to the gym, but I just do because I'm already I'm already.
Yeah,
my work
there's sometimes
gym, right?
I'm like, man, I'm gonna go to workout, and I realize I don't work out ever. I'm a happy camper.
So anyway,
I'm currently.
Well, my point was when I'm done, I'm always glad I did.
Yes,
and that's true of jiu-jitsu. You're right.
So
exactly.
I think if you just get back into it, the people that liked you before will like you again. Like, as soon as I go back in, all my friends are there. It'll be fine. There's going to be people you don't know that are going to realize that you're part of the clan, right?
Yes.
You're part of the
quickly.
tribe.
Well, especially because you're greeted in.
And I've
different word, bro.
Right.
What?
Sorry.
What did he say?
Part of the clan.
Oh yeah. Whoa. Yeah. No, you can't say that when there's 3 white dudes on a show.
Oh, no, don't even
go ahead and edit that right out.
No, that's staying in, and we're
cult.
clearly not that person.
Part of the cult. That cult is a better word. Yeah,
cult,
part
way
of the cult.
better than
which is
clan.
not even that much better.
No, it is better though.
It is so much better.
Drink the Kool-Aid, bro.
Yeah, my point is, it's like once you
Cortez. Where's the Cortez?
Once you get back into it, you'll be fine. So just get back into it,
and you will be
classes,
too.
And it'll be great. Well, I've done it enough where I've got out and in, for 12 years to the day.
You were a vagabond. You were you were 12 days, 12 years to the day. You've been a vagabond for 90% of it. So, and I'll drag your ass back if I have to once you're freed to go. And I respect your wife's feelings on it, so I never would, and that's why I haven't pushed it with you. But for me, without you around and without him around, because you're not there either, you little bastard.
Busy, bro.
No, I know. So am I. But like, we don't have our usual. We don't have our usual people. It sucks because my wife's been busy, so my wife won't be there, and I am way too old and crotchety to like make new friends there. I'm like, I'll be nice to everyone, but I'm also not going to be like, hey, bestie.
Well, one of the
do
things.
Some rollins.
Here's the thing that I'm kind of worried about most. It's been a long time since I had to do any kind of really hard rolling, and I'm not.
You still don't have to.
I'm not interested. Well, here's what's going to happen because I won't say no to anybody to roll.
There's your first mistake. But
yeah, it's a skill.
So
move on.
I shouldn't have to either. Like I just shouldn't have to.
I got made fun of by Edwin. Edwin was making fun of me.
But my thing is I don't know how it's going to be like the first time some kid wants to beat up a purple belt.
Like Edwin. Edwin's a kid. And
he's a big kid.
Literally hurt his feelings, I do believe, one day because he was like, it's funny because of the show, and I always thought it wasn't part of the show, and I think Paul and I are the same. If you guys ever meet us, we'll very, very vehemently deny that this show does anything and that you know anything about us. We don't care. We're just two dipshits talking into the ether. However, I'm coming to the realization we aren't, and people know who we are within the community, especially at our gym. So when Ed was so happy for some odd reason, he's like smiling. He was like, "Want to go?" And I'm like, "No." I just said no. I'm like, "No, I'm good." And he was like, I could see I don't care if I know he listens now. I didn't know he listened before.
He listens.
Yeah, he definitely listens. And guess what, Ed? You're too fucking big. I don't need that fucking headache. It's the same reason Frank's like, let's roll. I'm like, big fat middle finger. I don't care. You're too big. I don't have the effort level to really try. I could control you if I want to, but then my effort level goes up.
You're trying, yeah.
And then I'm trying too hard and I'm not enjoying it. So I've come to the realization I'm going to make jiu-jitsu what I want it to be. And what I want it to be is fun and learning. So if I'm not learning a new technique, I'm just going to be having fun. My coach, I'm guessing, hates that. But that's what I'm going to do because that's how I enjoy it. And when I went too far into it where I'm like, nope, I got to beat people because I remember having the conversation. I was trying too hard to defend myself from getting hurt. I fucking hated jiu-jitsu. So you will have those times. And that's where Paulie's at right now. He kind of hates it a little. He does. But make your way back to it. You just should, and make jiu-jitsu what you want of it. And that's what I'm doing. You want to roll with me? I will look your ass up and down like I'm going to date you, and I'm going to go, hell no. You are out of my league. Hard pass. And it's a good...
No, I'm going back to that. I'm going to look you up and down like I'm going to date you.
Yeah, it's true. I looked at it, I went up and down. It was a really long look because he's tall as shit. And I said hard pass. And it's not that I can get beat because everyone knows most people, if you're rolling with me, if you get anywhere close to something, you beat me. I'm going to give it to you because I made a mistake. I don't give a shit. Tap me. I don't care if you just started last week. Okay, that wouldn't be embarrassing. 2 weeks. But
yeah, there's a point where you're like...
if you're too new, I'm not letting you get it.
It's like I'm not ever going to let Austin tap me. It's just never.
I'll
that's
never
give
thing.
Him that satisfaction.
I've had. You've gotten certain things where you did it really
tapped
well.
Either of you? I don't think so.
No, you haven't.
I was going to be nice. I was going to be nice to be like, yeah.
No, I don't think it's happened.
No,
it's like you're our little brother. Yeah. That's the problem. You always have been, though.
That's fine.
Like, always have been. I always wanted to show you stuff, and I wanted you to beat other people's ass, but God forbid you try to beat my ass.
I can beat up some white belts now.
Yes, you can.
Here's the thing.
Not mine.
So, I like your attitude rolling because you're actually doing it to learn.
And he's always been great.
Well, here's the thing. Like, you can tell when people just want to win or prove themselves or show how tough they are or whatever, and then you can tell the people that are actually... Even if you're losing, you're trying to do the right things. Like you can look at them and go, they're actively trying to do jujitsu, even if they don't know kind of what to do.
And he always was.
Yeah, no, and that's what I like about people like Austin. But the people that aren't, I'm like, man, because I want to help everybody. That's that's
Paulie's thing.
I feel good about myself. It's like it's not altruism. It makes me feel really good to help you. But if
Isn't that altruism right there?
No,
You're worried more about how you feel about it.
I think if he brags about
else?
it, then it's altruism.
Which he is currently.
Did you see how much I... No. He's not bragging.
He's not. I'm giving him
So
shit.
What I'm saying is it's not altruism because I get something from it.
Yes, I know it is. And you do. You want the best for people around you. Well, that's how you and I became really close friends is you brought me under your wing. You're like, don't do all the bullshit I did. And I got it better so much faster than you did at the same time pace. Yeah. And this is gone. There's going to be some mix up words. But But Austin's always had be an Austin in your school. If you can be like Austin, because Austin, honestly, I've never met somebody, no offense, that had worse balance.
No offense, but
like
I'm
holy
right
shit. Like his balance was, I mean, you were literally the weeble wobble of fucking jujitsu. Anything I did, he would end up on his own elbow. And what I mean by that is falling over. And I'm like,
zero experience, bro.
yeah. But
there's zero experience, and then there's what you had.
Yeah.
Like it was special.
You literally couldn't keep your legs underneath you. You would have the thought process of like, hey, I just learned this. I'm going to try this freaking Americana. Hey, look, I'm on my ass again. What happened?
Well, here's the thing, Lo. So I started off having a higher fight IQ basically than Austin perhaps, but he ended up progressing faster.
Fight IQ? Okay.
Fight IQ.
Well, I just wanted to get it right.
I wasn't fight IQ.
Fight IQ.
Yeah. Well, by that I mean I wasn't.
No,
as
you had
tipsy.
done taekwondo.
Right,
and you had balance.
Yes. But because of his attitude, he's done so much better in a shorter amount of time than I did.
Yeah, and he did better, and you've improved more than I did at the same thing because you literally admitted you're like, well, I'm bad. And you're like, yeah, that's the only way to get better is be like, yeah, I suck at this. Please, God, make it better.
We diverted way off that question.
I was going to say, how the hell did it get on me?
I don't know, but Phoebe's awesome. Love you.
Get back to it, Phoebe.
Go back.
Rock it.
So here's the answer. It's all the same thing. Don't worry about it. It's still the same as when you left it. You're going to breathe and want to vomit the first. We'll give you 2 classes, but you'll be amazed how quickly your wind comes back.
He doesn't do warm-ups. He'll be fine.
I'm not talking to him. I'm talking to Phoebe. Oh. But honestly, I'm out of shape as hell. Took up a new pastime in drinking heavily, and it took me about 2 classes and my wind came back where I didn't feel like I was just over breathing and overcompensating. Like, oh, just give yourself a class and a half, and all of a sudden you're gonna be like, oh, I can get through a roll, because the first rolls, they're gonna be garbage, Phoebe. Gonna be garbage.
Just accept it. It's gonna be fine.
Yes, right. No matter how
Next
good
question.
you are.
Well, these are more comments, but one of them was, since Joe Rogan isn't doing fight companion shows, have you guys thought about doing one?
That has come up a lot, too.
Yeah.
That has come up.
He doesn't do those anymore?
No.
Well, he's commentating.
Yeah, he's commentating, so he can't.
Oh.
So,
I would say we should do it for Jamal's fight, but I won't be
God,
here.
dude, I'll be crying. Where are you going to be?
So, fun fact, Shannon's brother is getting married that day up north.
It's not a fun fact.
No, that's good.
Fact.
So as long as you get to see the fight.
I've told her I will be buying. It's on pay-per-view.
It's a pay-per-view.
So I will be buying that pay-per-view and watching from my phone.
Fuck yeah, you are.
I will be gone for 15 minutes.
Yeah, no doubt. It's going to happen.
Well, okay. 4 minutes max, because Jamal is going to just be like, all right. Austin's watching. He doesn't have that much time.
Exactly. Austin said, hurry. Fix this shit, Jamal.
All right, hold on.
What do you think about that? Because
would we
this
just
is
set
not
up a TV here?
Yes.
Because we have all the equipment.
Yeah.
We could.
Well, so we can't actually stream the fight.
No, you literally have to watch the fight and talk
here.
about it.
They would just be watching you watch the fight.
That's why it's a companion, is you're watching it together and
Okay.
leaving commentary. The problem that we, I'm cool with it, but we've never talked about it, but it has been asked for, and you know this
I'm willing to
many
try one
fucking
out,
times.
Yeah. We should have started on this yesterday.
That would have been.
This would have been a good fight to watch.
I was up to
Kip was,
5.
Yeah,
fucking
Kip was
being
not going to be
stupid.
available yesterday in body or mind.
All right.
Dude.
We'll think about it. But I'm on board. Yeah.
I was drunk by 10:30.
There was a nice
I think
heel
I was
hook.
texting you guys
I was out.
at 5.
Yeah.
I think it was almost 5.
It was 4:30.
Was it 4:30? I didn't wake you up, did I?
You did.
Damn it.
Ooh.
Actually, I feel kind of good about that. Love you.
Thanks. All right, next
Anyway.
comment.
So yes, we'll do a fight companion. We'll work it out.
At some point. This one's more of a comment as well. My wife recommended your podcast with your recent "Why is BJJ so addictive?" So this is from
That was a good one too.
From Australia back in March. This is how far behind we are.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Sorry.
There was something.
We have a
Sharing
lot
your
of
time with
listeners
BJJ
in Australia, by
friends.
the way. I
Australia's
love
awesome.
that. We got to go there.
Love what you're doing. Thanks so much. I'm looking forward to making my way through the catalog. Also, if you could send through your budget plan, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah!
And my wife wanted to set it out.
We've had multiple requests for
Yeah.
that thing.
So
That's
Paul,
really funny.
I will forward that to you.
Yeah, seriously, you should send it out because I know you still have it somewhere.
I do.
All right. These are hi from a judo cousin in China.
Oh, those are long though.
This
That's
one's
from
super
Jonathan,
long.
right?
Yes.
Yeah, well, we'll get to those on our own show. I've talked to him.
Yeah.
But hey, we are going to get to him because they're productive. He's a judo guy that really has kind of found the connection between BJJ and
Nice.
judo.
That's awesome.
Over in China.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, he's a cool cat too. He's an
Nice.
he's a instructor over there. It's very cool.
I just think the funny part is how he found us. I'm an American who has lived in China for a few years now, and I started listening to your show recently after running into it by accident while looking for my usual D&D podcast.
D&D. We popped up.
You
I
might
think
like
I
Just
only-
Jiu-Jitsu podcast, then,
Yeah.
brother.
I think I only found it because of Kip's last name.
Yep. If you search dice or
Oh.
anything or game of dice, it'll pull my shit up.
That's funny.
I named that shit correctly.
That's
People have
fantastic.
found us just because the way I.
That makes me so happy.
Yeah, I'm pretty proud of it. I have an email though, from the email address that I'm the only one that can have access to. Me and Nathan. Thanks, Nathan. But we have a message from Love the show. I'm a newish white belt and feel like I get a good take on the mental aspect of the sport, i.e., the object is to learn the technique and not to batter your opponent into submission. Bullshit.
All wrong.
Bullshit.
All wrong.
Oh
No.
my God.
No, you need to establish dominance.
Yeah.
You know that pecking
I mean,
order.
if you have to, pee on them.
What?
Too far, Kip.
Yeah.
Too far.
Nope.
It is a cult.
Yeah.
I guess
what
it
you
depends
gotta
on your
do.
gym, yeah, for sure.
Still not a clam.
Just
Anyways.
shut it. Hate you. Hate you so much. Taking my ball and going home.
That almost slipped through, and I was like, wait a second. We have to address what Paul said here. There's another good look.
Oh, I love myself. I
Hashtag
don't
canceled.
care if no one else cares. All right. To batter your opponent in submission, this has made me understand that my linebacker beginning to a role, while effective, or most effective thing this no stripe white belt has tried, is more of a dick move that is likely to hurt someone in the end. I love this dude.
Fact.
It is fact.
Yeah.
And hope you guys are able to train normally these days. Here in Alabama, we've been training like normal since last summer. Hey, guess what, Ben? Fuck you. We have not.
Point in fact,
And here's wait, we got something. We have a name, essentially two name suggestions for Austin. I think Austin should be called Echo Austin, which
Echo Austin. No, we're not.
no,
doing
where's
that.
Echo Austin from?
What is Echo?
Okay.
Oh, from the one show.
But
Yeah.
don't know which one of those might be more like Jocko. So it's Echo Austin. It's a Jocko thing. Anyway,
Austin has a much manlier voice than Echo Charles.
or Ginger Snap.
I like a ginger snap.
I've
Yeah.
heard Ginger Snap before.
So have I, and I'm like, that. No, we can't do it. It's too common. But there are other emails in there, but I just thought that was funny because it tried to name Austin.
That's funny.
And he also pulled up a very good point that I try to teach so many people when they're starting. I don't teach much, but I teach don't be a dick. And just
Don't be a
ending up on
coach.
top doesn't mean you're winning. It means you're an asshat. And I stick strongly to that. Asshat it's a. Have you seen our shirt, by the way, that I designed for that? Oh, it's epic.
No.
Oh, I love these. Oh, this is good. Anyway,
I'm so confused.
Is that
right
all
now.
we got?
Yeah.
I think that's all we got.
That is all we got.
I'll show you in a minute.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
All right.
All
Well,
right.
I appreciate you listening, guys.
Episode
Gals,
199 in the books.
Awesome peoples.
Episode
Episode
200.
199,
I don't know
yeah.
what we're going to do that's going to be
Are we doing anything special? There,
I was going to. We'll see.
Come on, Ginger Snap.
Time
Let's do
is,
this thing.
Yeah, I'll figure something out.
We have zero time, any of us.
I know.
You work how many hours a week?
Lots. All of them.
I worked 68 last week. What you
Wait, including tennis?
Including tennis.
and I was that's what I was
Probably
going to say.
50.
Including tennis.
50 to
he's just
55,
gone all the time.
yeah.
Plus, he has a girlfriend that actually cares about seeing him. That's going to take time away. We don't have that issue.
It's not my fault. She's stupid.
That's also true.
Why would you want to
Also
see
true.
this?
Don't say that too loud. She's upstairs.
Yeah, I know. We got to keep that
I
down
don't
low.
care.
Don't make it a.
You
dude,
gotta
if you
care.
draw attention to it, it gets
have to
worse.
care.
She'll be like, yeah, I don't want to see him anyway.
I like your
So
girlfriend.
social media.
It's cool
Paul's
shit.
like, we're going to dig more
Yeah.
holes here. Social media to join this cult. Grappling Dads _podcast on Instagram. Grappling Dads on Facebook and Twitter. Grappling Dads on YouTube. Subscribe. Once we hit 1,000 subscribers, we will pick one of those subscribers to win something from Top Mount.
Oh, that is true. Like something good too,
I like it.
because Al
Yes.
will hook you up for that. Because that's a
Exactly.
really big milestone for us, and that will be a big hookup from Al. I know Al. That'll be really
That was
cool.
the best.
So Paul's going to do Nogi, and you'll get
And you'll
something.
get free shit.
Maybe. One of the 1,000 people who's not a robot. We have
There's another robot.
We have like 3 or 4
Pick the
robots.
Good Lord, I'm so.
I think that's all we got.
I think that's all we got. I would say go to the Flick Chat, but it's kind of lame at this point.
Yeah.
If you want to become a patron, go to patreon.com.
Yeah, go to our website, grapplingdads.com. Go down to the right-hand side on the bottom. Click there, become a patron. We are actually going to start treating our patrons like they should be treated. And they will be getting a giveaway. Not telling you what it is, but there'll be more content involved, and we're good to go. They
kind of know what it is.
They should know unless they're really stupid and they listen to this show, so that is definitely an option. Right?
Don't quit.
Yeah, don't ever quit. See you guys.